Welcome, brothers. Welcome, sisters. Welcome to our program On Target. As soon as we start this program, you could use this medium to pick up the telephone and give us a call. We never have a subject matter, so you could speak on any subject matter you want, whether it is international, regional, or local. We on RealFM 91.5. We on YouTube and Facebook. And we encourage you to subscribe to our program and share our program. We have challenges with some of the frequencies, and a number of people who normally listen to us are unable to get us. So you'll do much good if you share our program. And I always encourage people to help the elderly or some young people too that are not so technologically savvy. Sometimes they have phones, but they can't do not much with it. You need a little encouragement to help them to find a way in a world of IT. You can help them subscribe to programs if they so do. So yes, today while we await your call, 442-0175, and we will read your posts. Once we could get through, we have a couple of people on our posts already, Claudia, Baby Daddy, and Kathleen Ledlow. And we welcome you to our program. We always welcome those who sometimes we don't make much mention of it, but we highly appreciate you on our program. And over the past few days, we were speaking about where do we go in agriculture. You see, we have not been having direction from the government, nor the Ministry of Agriculture, neither the Cocoa Board or the Nutmeg Board. Government has decided to provide $4,500 for people under 5 acres of land, $9,000 for people over 5,000 acres of land, over 5 acres of land, over 5 acres of land. So the big farmers who have 50 and 60 acres of land and employ 20 and 30 people, I don't think the government took them into consideration. And particularly, these people employ people. So the government should have provided some more incentive to encourage them. Yet the government doesn't come up with a plan. We had nutmeg got a battering 20 years ago. Now we have a battering of nutmeg, particularly in the north. And the question that is being discussed around, do we plant back nutmeg? And that is where you should have something decisive coming from the government, encouragement. Remember, we're in a free market. It's a democratic country. Most of us have free hold on our land. You can't tell us what to do with our land. But in the name of the macroeconomic policies of government, government should strongly encourage farmers what direction to go. We spoke about nutmeg and we gave advice from our own being in tongue long. Now we're going to spend some time today on the cocoa. The Cocoa Association has failed us badly. 20 years ago, the Cocoa Association, after Ivan passed, fired the extension service. 20 years ago, after Ivan, the cocoa got rid of the extension service. The government immediately re-employed these people in general extension. But the government did not put them in cocoa. They put them in general extension. Cocoa is a forest crop, is a hardy crop, and stands up well against in a hurricane. So what needs to be done after the hurricane is the husbandry practices. The husbandry practice supposed to be undertaken. So Cocoa Association should have a method, a format, a modus operandi, how they approach cocoa that has been battered by hurricane. Sometimes you notice after the hurricane, the leaves in the cocoa tree dry. But they're going to get back green. They're going to fall and they're going to get back. But if you just abandon or if you neglect helping the farmers, then you send the chainsaw operators. Now, somebody who is not a farmer, who is not an agriculture worker per se, may not know nothing about agriculture. It is practically a crime, an agricultural crime, to give somebody like that a chainsaw and send them in your field. It is practically an agricultural crime to give an individual who is not a farmer, who do not have experience as an agricultural worker, to give them a chainsaw and send them in your field. They don't salvage cocoa, they cut down cocoa. It has happened 20 years ago. The Ministry of Agriculture should learn from the experience. The Cocoa Association should learn from that experience. They totally neglected and abandoned the husbandry practice after Ivan. And today, they do the same thing again. And these individuals who are presently leading the cocoa board are well-educated individuals. It's sad. I have observed area where people plant cocoa, and when the chainsaw men pass, they practically flatten the area. Cocoa take a long time to grow, but it's a hardy crop. It's a crop that could take chafing. You could have vine cover a cocoa tree, and the farmer will just go and cut the vine, and the cocoa tree would not be seriously affected. It tends to have a canopy. It's a forest crop. Even though there is bush in the cocoa fruit, that's agricultural language, it would not seriously affect the cocoa. So chainsaw starting, and the guys like how the chainsaw start. They feel empowered. They are powerful. They're cutting down trees. They're on the destruction path. And you send them in area where the hurricane battered the cocoa. They are not going there to prune cocoa. They are not going there to salvage cocoa. They are going to clear land. That is a serious challenge. You wonder, sometimes I wonder, what is going on in the head of the Cocoa Association? Sometimes I wonder if these people believe that they are such experts that they don't have to interact with farmers in the fields anymore. Because any good farmer would tell you that cocoa stands up very well to hurricane. When you have a good cocoa field, you should have shade trees covering the cocoa. You don't want any and any tree between the cocoa, because they could fall easily and damage cocoa. So a lot of people plant motel. On the edge of the land, you plant mango and other crops. People plant fence between the cocoa plot. So you might have different plots. You have your cocoa field and you might have 2 acres of cocoa and you have a big drain, and they plant fence because they have a principle. For every foot of fence, you have 10 feet of ground protection. And it's very important to have the fence, because the fence is going to protect the wind from throwing on the blossom on the cocoa stem. So you have a formula. If the fence is 10 feet, you have 100 feet protection inside. So in addition to the shade trees, you're supposed to have a fence around the cocoa field. Now, so you're going to get cocoa bearing on the stem, on the stalk of the tree. If you notice some cocoa field now, no cocoa on the stalk, because the wind blows out all the blossom. So the Cocoa Association, and if the Cocoa Association don't have extension staff, they have to go to the Ministry of Agriculture and get extension staff. When you have a disaster of that magnitude, you could even go back to elderly retired extension officers to have discussion with your young extension officers about these things. You see, when we were battered by hurricane and the nutmeg, maybe 70-80% of the nutmeg fell, the area of hermitage in the nut did not lose so much nutmeg. But after the hurricane, a lot of nutmeg died. The nutmeg didn't fall, but it was brutalized by the wind. And because of the hot sun, nutmeg tree died. I don't know if they got Rosalina. I don't know why. But they died. But the sun was very hot after the hurricane. And the hurricane did not come with wind. It did not come with rain. So maybe the trees was well shaken up. The root system was disturbed. And the extent of the heat for so many weeks caused the tree to die. You can ignore the experience of the farmers, particularly farmers who spend all their life in cocoa field. They may not be able to write down in any scientific way. Some of them, even if they could have read and write, they have not done any extensive writing for years. But they have discussion. That is what the rum shop for. Old Socrates and them call it the symposium, where we have a drink and discussion after dinner. So when evening time comes, the farmers congregate in the rum shop and they speak about cocoa. They speak about nutmeg. And some of them will be edified, according to the Rasta. They will be edified from the most senior farmers. Because some farmers like to claim that they are authorities on cocoa. They could tell you what part of cocoa, what number. I have heard ordinary people who could hardly read and write. Sometimes they make you look, they shrink you. When you realize the knowledge of the crop that they grow. We ignore them. And this head of the Cocoa Association is making a mess of it. What advice are you giving to the cocoa farmers? Sometimes you can blame the politician. When the experts shut them out, the politicians saying anything. Because some politicians believe they are expert in every field. Because they win election, they turn expert. So the prime minister hold a little pepper in 2 fingers, a branch, and you could see he's scanning the green. You say you're going to come black and white just now. Although green, don't worry. You'll come black and white just now. So plant pepper. Pepper is not an alternative crop to cocoa. And Grenadians should be encouraged to plant back cocoa. And Grenadians should be encouraged not to go in your field with, don't send novice. Don't send novice in your cocoa field with a chainsaw. They're cutting out everything they see. You have to have little training for them to teach them how to prune cocoa and what branches they should cut. Why we like that? We are one of the biggest nutmeg producers in the Caribbean. In fact, we are the biggest producer of nutmeg in the Caribbean. And many years ago, we was the second largest producer in the world. Now I think we 7, 8, 9. We are one of the biggest cocoa producer in the Caribbean. I don't know if Trinidad is producing more cocoa than us. But because of oil in Trinidad, Trinidad don't put all this emphasis on cocoa as we do. We should be a little expert on cocoa. There is a number of people that is still alive, extension officers, that are extremely knowledgeable about cocoa. It's a good thing to get some of them to have discussion with you extension staff, because I don't know if cocoa have any more extension staff. You have to remember the Ministry of Agriculture do not put much emphasis on nutmeg and cocoa husbandry. Because in yesteryear, cocoa had their own extension staff and nutmeg had extension staff. So as that dwindle and disappear, the ministry have not taken up the slack. So the cocoa board ought to know that. You see, they say people dissolve the government they have. We're not in Iran. We're not in Russia. We're not in China. We elect government. The people in China perhaps don't dissolve the Chinese government. The people in Iran and North Korea, maybe they don't dissolve the government there. But we select the government. We have to hold these people accountable. We elect a board. The farmers elect the board. I have always said, the farmers in Grenada have the worst lobbies, the worst representation among the other institutions in Grenada. The trade union represent themselves very well. They seek their interests. The Chamber of Commerce, the private sector seek their interests well. The farmers' representative in the House do not seek their interests. And the farmers continue to elect them. I don't know if it's a malady. Sometimes I say cocoa and nutmeg is a romantic crop. I don't know if it's a curse they put on us. Chocolate's supposed to be a good marketable crop. There are more millionaires in the world today than any other time in history. A number of people getting rich quick because you don't have to have much workers to get rich. Technology has provided the opportunity that you don't really have to employ people to get rich because of the technology. And when people rich, they like chocolate. Chocolate is a romantic crop. They claim it helps, it gladdens the heart. Plus that chocolate is a food. And they claim dark chocolate is very good for the body and against a certain disease because of antioxidant and etc. So why is it the Cocoa Association don't make maximum use of that? Why basically the Cocoa Association is leaving cocoa farmers without hope? Why the Cocoa Association is mauling the cocoa field by sending individuals who lack knowledge and experience with chainsaw in farmers' cocoa field? Remember, the farmers are hot. They are traumatized. They're waiting on the money you promised to give them, perhaps to see what they could do. And what you offer them is chainsaw. And the people, they could get to work, or if the ministry have their own gang working with chainsaw, is not knowledgeable about pruning or salvaging or cocoa husbandry. What is going to happen to us? Why are we taking policies that is counterproductive to our development? This thing is not rocket science. You don't have to believe me on this thing, Go and ask any farmer. Why we continue to do that? We have Cocoa Association Board. All of them are heavyweights. They ought to know that. I am convinced that they know better. That is what is sad in the country. I am convinced that they know better. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, good afternoon, Doc.
Yes, caller, welcome.
I graduate,
Thank you.
How are you?
Great, man.
Oh, you're doing a great job. Mr. Pierre, I don't know how to say it again. Maybe I'm tired of saying it. And every time I mention those things, somebody call and try to rebut it. Try to cut me down. But I'm old enough. I'm here long enough. And some people say that I don't know that I don't know. I'll accept this. But I'm surviving. Yeah? And I could help a lot of those who think they know. Plain and simple. And I've been saying this about our Nutmeg Association and the Cocoa Association. I used to be a nutmeg farmer and also a banana farmer, yeah? And so I know it when I used to be toting banana for 1 cent a pound. As a young lad, 14 years, I was shipping banana, yeah? 1 cent a pound. The transport that is to be transporting our banana to the Pierre, St. George's Pierre, used to be charging us 2 cents a pound. So we was getting 1 cent less. Yeah? And I've been making the point over and over. You have to give the farmer a chance to diversify into something else whilst he's holding the farm. You can't want the farmer to hold on to the farm forever. He gets old and he's still in the farm. The farmer have to transit from the farm into something else. Why can't we have a restaurant on a farm in the mountain? Yeah? Why can't we use the farmer's holding as part of the tourism infrastructure? Yeah, to market the tourism product because he's using his farm to beautify his farm, and then the tourists visit his farm, and at the same time they support his restaurant or maybe his guest house or whatever it is. But we do not have an interest in the development of the farm, and plain and simple over the years. We don't have, you must move the farmer from the ordinary to the sophisticated. The farmer must be able to graduate economically, financially, yeah, so he can let go successfully to his offspring, yeah, to another son or another daughter or a son-in-law. But the farmer have to hold on until he get into 80, and he's still struggling to survive, maybe to build a house. So when he let it go at that stage, you think the son or the son-in-law will want to go into it? No. Because he didn't transit the farmer to a better life. And that is our problem over the years. We want 10 cents a pound for nutmeg, 25 cents a pound for nutmeg, etc., etc. And you want the farmer to go in nutmeg and continue at 25 cents a pound or 30 cents a pound. Now you're saying $4 a pound. But look at the cost of things. So even though the farmer is getting $3 a pound for nutmeg, the things that you have to buy from the nutmeg money and the cost of labor, that price is still lower than 10 cents a pound as compared to in the other days. So we have to move the farmer from where the farmer is to get the farmer to a point where he could let go. And if the farmer is not developing, changing, from poverty to what you say, Leno, I don't think any other farmer will be that interested. One or two farmers might just hold on. But farmer is not going in the field to have a nice blue banana plant again as it used to be in the past. You're just farming just for the luxury. You like to farm and you like a nice banana. Farmers are farming now for survival. Yeah? So you have to allow them the chance to do so. And until we get that point, I'll tell you something. The farmer will not get anywhere, and the country is not going to get anywhere. Yeah? And then food price is going to rise. How do you stop it? Yeah? So plain and simple, the farmer must transit from poverty to riches. We must put the farmer in a situation where the farmer could survive without the farm, and then somebody else take over the farm. But we don't want to do this, because if the farmer gets rich, the farmer is going to build a better house, he's going to buy a car, etc. He'll be in luxury. We don't want that to happen. Yeah? And I am a practical person. If I didn't use my head properly, I wouldn't be the person that I am today talking about that. You see? So that is our situation here, Mr. President.
Yes, scholar, and you're so correct. And sometimes over the years, I speak to provoke discussion. I don't have answers, but I constantly say to people, take me on, challenge me. Yes, scholar, welcome. Yeah, take me on, challenge me. What I'm saying, don't dismiss it because it comes from me. I always tell people, listen to the message and forget the messenger. Don't dismiss it because it comes from me. Look at it and see if it has any merit, if it is worth discussing. We have burial, and burial shock the knot more. The knot and St. Andrews, part of St. Andrews was affected most. Now we sending out chainsaws. And I see fields they're going, and they go in the cocoa fields. They are not salvaging. They are not pruning. They are not trying to save. They're cutting down. Cocoa doesn't take 6 to 9 months to make. Now, why the Ministry of Agriculture is not saying something? This government come into power and they establish advisory leads. And in the Ministry of Agriculture, there was 10 or 12 persons that was appointed as advisory lead. They should have presented a paper. We should have been able to see a paper presented by these 10 or 12 person advisory lead people. I don't know if they ever had a meeting. I don't know how much government paid them. I am convinced that these people were just named to get the money. Or present a paper. Show us a paper they presented. Our main crops in Grenada are cocoa, nutmeg, soursop, and fish. The amount of fish we could sell on the market, we don't have it. The quality is not of what is required. And we don't have enough transportation. So if we hire a plane, we don't have enough fish to fuel the plane. We cannot satisfy the market. The amount of soursop we could send away, we don't have enough soursop. Grenada is the only country in the region that can export fresh soursop in the international market. Marketing board sacrifice 100,000 pounds of soursop to convince the American that we're free from the disease that they claim they had. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre.
Yes,
good
caller.
afternoon.
Yeah, my brother.
I sit down here and I listen to you talk about hurricane come and not make it. Mr. Pierre, that thing you should know. Anytime they make a hurricane come in, they pick it up all the salt water from the sea and they drop it on the land. When they have salt water falling on the lake, they can't survive it in a hurry. Maybe them little one don't go survive it. But the salt water is damaging and not very and so on. And it's cheap and thing. Mr. Pierre, I buy things for and the MP woman, she's selling a planting for me for $5. Is that sin, Mr. Pierre?
An MP woman?
Yes.
Well, you don't know she gonna sell it too expensive?
Listen to me.
You don't know she gonna sell it too expensive?
Listen to
She
me.
gonna say you don't cause Deacon to raise the price of sugar and water and electricity. So she dropped one on you.
Mr. Pierre, listen to me. She getting a bag of manure for $50, about $50 for 110 pound bag. $50, you know. She getting free labor to clean up the place. And this one still selling the plant, selling things expensive. That's shame.
An NMP woman.
NMP woman.
Well, she must realize you that encourage Deacon to introduce restorative justice and they might fire she children.
That's why they made it because of Mr. Charles talking about cost of living. I want Mr. Nalka designer. I want to tell the NMP people and them to reduce on the price so things will be easier for the ordinary people. Them NMP people, they're skyrocketing the price and they're saying it's the NDC or cousin. They're just doing anything in this country just to spite the government. I don't understand this people. How are people so wicked in this country, man? So you have a good day.
Yeah, my brother. You have to pray. You have to pray for these NNP people. Pray for them. You see, that is what will happen if the government introduce restorative justice. Restorative justice is a vengeance program. And if they set up a ministry for political mischief, they fire the women from Karaku and here. Look at what they do to the Imanis. They deduct the Imanis' money. They're threatening them and frustrating them. Look at what they're doing to McDonald's College. Up to today, McDonald's College is still on a shift system. You believe it was if it was GBSS and PBC and Anglican High and St. Joseph Convent in Tongue, they would have still be on a shift system in Grenada? No! They would have taken night and make day to fix it. But maybe they feel it's the bad people that they're there. Are the classless people? Are the commoners? Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Yes, my brother, welcome.
I wonder which part of this world this gentleman lives.
Right in Grenada here. Under Deacon Restorative Justice Policy.
Mr. Pierre, I can't believe because NNP that increase the price of electricity, water, sugar, NNP. I mean, something wrong with our people, you know. Maybe he drinking some kind of, maybe too much babash or something.
That is MIT mobilization in MIT that propagating these things.
I can't understand how people could be embarrassing themselves like that. You have a government that put tax on sugar, you know, sugar.
Sugar, water, and electricity.
Mr. Pierre, I remember as a youth, in order for my mother to stretch the sugar, she threw a little salt in the bush water.
Particularly in cocoa.
You know, and today, you put tax on sugar. If the woman selling she planting for $5, I guess it's only NNP that's selling planting for $5.
No, NDC that selling for $2.
I don't know, same thing. So maybe what them NDC have to do is grow planting and sell it for $1, $2.
They're on contract, they're not going planting.
No, it seems like we have to set up a circus in Grenada. So people like that young man could wise come and entertain people, because I think that is what is his intention. Have a good day, sir.
Yes. So the question is, yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, Mr. Pierre.
Yeah, my brother.
I mean, you talk a lot about agriculture, and this man, culture man, he he claiming to be the king for agriculture, and you give him so much opportunity to come in the program to talk about agriculture. It seems like culture man dodging you. I want to know why he have to dodge you so much, and he love agriculture so much, and he have so much passion for culture,
On
for
this
agriculture.
program, we speak the truth. You can't lie.
So I don't understand why culture man is doing that. He loves agriculture. He has so much passion for agriculture. Well, agriculture is not a NMP thing and a NDC thing. Agriculture is agriculture. So that is the farmers. So I think he should have come on and share his opinion, what he feel. But culture man dodging you. He's afraid to take you on. Another thing I want to talk about though is which I want to talk about is the the elect when the, the which is the former prime minister says that he going to retire when the time is come, when the time is sooner or later, as he said. But I was listening to a couple of rallies, not rallies, but couple of meetings that he was holding and stuff and all of that, and the way that he talks to me, I feel that everybody who want to run to be the leader after him should get a fair opportunity to to um to to do that. And I feel that he should, the way that he talk, like he already have a hand pick someone already, and this is the person that he have in mind, and that's the person that he want going there. I don't think that's the right way to do it. I feel the people who has to vote should pick whoever they want to pick as a leader when he do decide not to be the leader. So putting the thumb on the scale, I don't think that's a good way of doing it. Let everybody who interested want to be the leader get the opportunity to do it. Don't try to put aside this one and try to put in this one. No, that's not the way it is. It don't supposed to work that way. I feel everybody who want to be a candidate to be the leader get a fair opportunity to get in there and vote, and let the delegates vote who they want to be the leader. That's the delegate to do that, not Kit Mitchell. He may have somebody that yes he like, but the delegates have the final word. Them is the one that should be able to pick who they want to be the leader. I mean, there is a lot of capable people there. Peter David is one, Eminent Pierre is one, and there is more. There is a lot of them is capable of doing it, but make it be fair. So when a leader is selected, at the end of the day, everybody unite and be happy.
I think they have
And
I
that
don't
goes for
know, another member NNP, and I don't know, but I believe they have a system of delegates from each area, and the delegates is the one who going to vote to determine who the leader is. I believe what is
right.
happening is people start to jostle for position, they're lobbying the delegates, and the prime minister himself perhaps decide to express his views and opinion on what things supposed to be. Because he is a wrong
Well,
long.
well,
I don't think he
well. Yeah,
should,
but
nobody should be handpicked. I would not like to see
right,
that.
exactly.
I would like to see an
Well, yeah, but
election.
that is exactly. And I mean, and in anything like that, you will always find people go want to they will want to The people
Lobbying,
want
they're
to go
lobbying.
there and try to lobby for them, for people to vote for them,
But yeah,
for the delegates to
you're going to find
yeah,
some
that is
hairline cracks in NNP because you have names coming up. You have Peter David, you have Emmeline Pierre, you have Dwight Hosford. I'm hearing another name again. So you're going to find within the party people lobbying for one another. The question is, should the Prime Minister of Grenada stay neutral, or should he himself express his views on who he believes should lead?
well, he should have leave it. He's supposed to leave it up to the delegate.
You believe he should stay neutral and not say one word?
Well, no, listen. Even though he said, all right, let's suppose he said, okay, I want XYZ to be the leader, and then that's it. Leave it like that.
So far, Kit Mitchell has not publicly embraced anybody.
Right.
And he has not publicly against anybody. So I think the position he's been taking is more kind of principal position, that the person who comes must be from the belly of NNP. You see, unlike the NDC, the present Prime Minister now, Deacon Mitchell, was not known to be in politics. So one would have said he did not come from the belly of NDC. We were told that NDC, what we heard, NDC was in debt and Deacon borrowed the debt. So the Prime Minister always say, nobody in parachuting inside NNP. So I have not heard Kit Mitchell publicly embrace anybody or publicly go against anybody. His position was, you must come from the bowel of the party. And
Well, to me, everybody that name that call,
they come from the bowel of the party. Yeah.
Yes, so therefore, I don't see the reason to bring that up coming up from the bowel.
Well, it might be important. Suppose somebody like, because of the fact that the NDC come out with a principle, they come out with a new template where somebody come and pay the debt and turn leadership. So Kit Mitchell must be guarding against that seriously. That must not happen in NNP. People mustn't just come from outside and buy you all. So I think his position so far might be more of a principal position than openly supporting any particular individual.
Well, yeah, but the reason why I had this kind of way of thinking is because certain statement that he made, like Bishop did with a lot of things and he don't talk.
Yeah, so he say he talking. Yeah. Well,
so,
well,
I was like,
if you know Kit Mitchell will never stay neutral. Kit Mitchell is going to express his views, his position, if you know this individual. Remember, that is the most successful politician in Grenada and the Commonwealth. He's not a laid-back individual. He's a man who takes the initiative, who comes forward. He don't lay back.
Yeah, he did a lot for the country.
And he's not a laid-back individual.
Give a man what is due to him.
Yeah,
give a man what is due to him. He did a lot.
But
the only problem I was having is when the statement that he's making.
Well, I think the people who make the most ado about the statement is members of the NDC, you know. And the name that they are associating to like you say, who the cap fit draw the string, is not in the interest of that individual for the ruckus that is being made by NDC. They play right in Kitan. Yeah.
But what did he say that? Why did he make that statement that say that people paying people to get vote? Well,
again, remember the Deacon Mitchell it was said that he buy NDC party, you know. He paid a debt. We have rumor here that number 10 was paid. We hear that Ron, the minister, say he got a gracious offer. We have another individual say he meet a sweet spot. So if big money passing, those NNP stalwarts supposed to be concerned. And they're supposed to warn the members that we must never let that happen in NNP. I take it in that context and in that light, the Prime Minister was saying. Because if it could happen in NDC with such great regularity, it could well happen in NNP. Because if you hear big money passing, 160,000 plus trips to the United States and England. It has been said that a company gave some of the NDC leadership gifts in excess of 30,000 US. We understand that the guy said a gracious offer. We don't know how much, but what we're hearing is 100,000. Now, if that kind of money passing in NDC, Dr. Kit Mitchell have to write to warn his party members. Don't let nobody come and buy you vote. If they get a hint that somebody is threatening to buy the vote, Kit Mitchell go come out screaming. He is that type of individual.
Well,
So I believe it's in that context the statements are made.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if it's that way, if that's the way in this context that you speak there, and if that's the way it is, well, he have a right to make that statement.
And I've been warning Grenadians. When I see what going on in NDC, a big company could buy politician because the people accepted number 10 drum fence with drama. Run. Say get a gracious offer. And we hear it is 100,000. The NDC kept quiet on it. They don't say nothing. One minister say he had $2 when he get his first pay. He said $2 remain on his bank account. Another minister on NDC traveled 24 times in 23 months. And we hear, the balance on the bank account is 600 and something thousand. So the NNP must be concerned of what is going on in Grenada. If it happening in NDC, why can't happen in NNP?
It's true. But believe me, I didn't look at it at this length. The way that you explain it, I didn't look at it that way. I thought it was somebody personal in the NDC that want to run for the leadership that he was speaking.
One have to be very careful. What's going on in Grenada now? Deacon Mitchell has opened the door to corruption wide. He has opened the door to corruption wide. And people like Dr. Kit Mitchell, Gregory Bowen, Miss Modest, as seniors in the party, supposed to be screaming out. Yes, caller, thank you. Yes, caller, thank you. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, good afternoon once again.
Yes, ma'am.
No, I listened to the subject matter there. I listened to this for quite a number of months, And you see, I never want to have a political opinion because I don't deal with politics. But here is something. I seen a sort of disrespect there, and I've seen a lack of maturity among big people, because this thing should not be blown to the proportion that it has, It's supposed to be handled very quietly, very diplomatically, and it shouldn't be treated the way. Some people may feel, no, it's not right, you can express yourself, but if mature people don't behave that way, yeah? But it is very important when you're going to form an organization, you have to deal with ideology. And you must identify your philosophy and your ideology and try to select people that is as close as possible to your philosophy and ideology, so that when you sit down to discuss, you don't have this friction. That is why they're having this fiction, because you see, so much, the opinion is so wide and so varied that everybody feels, well, I could be a leader and I could choose a leader. You forget who is the leader, and you lost respect for the leader. So the leader must respond. And so that is where it's coming from. It is because of the ideology within the party is so wide that they're having that problem. So in my organization, yes, it's happening too. You know, people, they challenge you, they lose the respect for you, and it is because you pick too much people. So you have what you call is a party structure, and within the party structure you have votes. So obviously that in a voting scenario, the wrong person going to slip through, and the right person may stay out. So when you setting up these organizations in train, you have to be limited in terms of your leadership, and then you pick. The voting must be among that small group of people, the ideology that is close to yours that you identify, and not a broader ideology, because you're going to have probably. That is what I'm hearing here. Yeah? So
yes,
the problem is going to continue and until they narrow down, until people have respect, until people understand leadership and rules of leadership. Yeah?
Yes, God.
Thank you.
Yes, I expect I think I should have a program straight for NNP and NNP leadership. But I expect some hairline fractures and some bruises and minor lacerations coming from NNP. Because NNP has been such a successful party under Dr. Kit Mitchell. And Dr. Kit Mitchell would weigh heavy in the party. And if he has decided that this is the last, and he gave a number indication, yes it is, and he has not said anything to the contrary. So I believe it is the last. Don't expect Dr. Kit Mitchell to shut him out and go. And even if when Dr. Kit Mitchell leave the party politics per se, I would like to see him speaking on issues that transcend party politics. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Yes, scholar.
Mr. Pierre, I applaud the gentleman before this man that called earlier on. You know, what he speak there, it is so true. Not this previous scholar, the one before him. The issue is not NDC. NDC have to take care of their own problem, right? And what the guy say, it is true. You understand? They have to have party unity. And whoever choose to run for any leadership, I think they have a right to. They have a right to. Nobody's supposed to talk about the belly and all them kind of thing. If it is a democratic thing, why all this talk have to come about and say who is the and all them kind of talk and thing? The guy is right, but you're not being honest with this gentleman. That's what I have to say. Thanks.
All right, Color. In a political party, you must have discussion. You must have discussion. When I listened to what was said, I did not see it as a personal attack on anybody, but more principle. And particularly in light of what happened in NDC, I thought it was absolutely necessary. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr.
Yes.
P. And how are you?
Good, man. And good to hear your voice.
Yeah. Except the cold in my throat.
Yeah, that's
P?
part of the rhythm.
Yes, it's nice to listening to you again. It's always a pleasure listening to you. Mr. Pierre, I heard my name mentioned yesterday, a couple of days ago.
But we clear up that already. We say you didn't say that. We clear up that already.
Right.
We say you didn't say that. And sometimes,
I wanted them to know.
And sometimes these are little distraction. So they push that and they expect people know how to defend that. And then you forget that we have 100 housing units in Karakou that they're not giving the people.
Amen.
Yeah, and that is what is important.
And as they want people to shut up and don't speak the truth, and they want to have a clear hand that when they get in a position where they have access to radio, radio airways and TV. They could go there and they could explain themselves and tell a nice, beautiful story that is not true. They paint a beautiful picture, and it's not so. But I said, if they really wanted to know the truth, we have journalists in the country. They should send, whenever there is a disaster happening in your country, they should send the journalists to interview the people. You look abroad. I know where I came from. And when there is a disaster, even self a tree fall and it fall across the road, you've seen about 20 journalists coming there and they're interviewing and they're reporting. So you don't need people like me to come and talk on the radio to say what is happening. They should have sent people to check on every individual who is affected. They could see Carriacou is a small little island. You stand from one end and you could walk it maybe in a day, right? But at the end of the day, they just want to get away with things and make things right on the side. And I can tell you, Carriacou have a long, long way to recovery. Carriacou not going to recover now. And the picture they're painting, yes, is doing well. They're doing this, they're doing that. One little building, they're taking out 100 pictures of the building. Other people maybe fix their building. Yes, we're on the road to recovery. That's not the case. Tell them to send their journalists to Carriacou and interview the people and see where the people is living, see where they're sleeping, right? And then you'll have a heart. That's why I mentioned the word Carriacou will turn into a shantytown. If they don't be careful, the people need help. They're talking about they helping the people. Some people get help. Some people get a means to means so they could live. But some people not getting anything. So, Mr. Pierre, I don't want to go any further with it.
Yeah, you see, every now and then, they're going to fire some low blow at us. And then we mustn't take the bait.
I don't worry.
Stick back to the main point. The main point is 100 house unit in Carriacou. Yes, thank you, ma'am.
I mean, mouth is not closed.
No. Yes, thank you.
Later.
Yes. And I'm asking the question today. If it was PBC, GBSS, St. Joseph Convent in Tong, and Anglican High School in Tong, do you think the children would have still going to school by shift? McDonald College is operating by shift system. And the young children say they don't even walk in fast. One say they're walking slow. I added there is no urgency. They tell me, no, Mr. Pierre. They don't even walk in fast. If you see how they're walking, like they don't want to finish. And I say, I don't surprise if the president of the teachers union don't want them finished too. Is it because it's a rural school? Is it because it is in St. Patrick's? If it was PBC at GBSS, they would have taken night and day to finish it. Dennis Cornwall, you supposed to be the parliamentary representative where that school is. Dennis Cornwall, do you believe if it was one of the premier schools in St. George's, do you believe the children would have been still struggling and at the home? Well, we come to the end of the program. We're back with you again tomorrow for the extension. And if you look on my Facebook page, you're going to see the topics that we're going to discuss. And we want to remind you also, on October 25th, Friday, October 25th, we have Paraclete Catholic Harvest. Join us. Thank you very much for participating in the program. Thank you.